pussy.
Who I look like to you?
Megan the Stallion.
You think I sing that song?
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. God. Well, hey, I'm usually thinking about Frank Sinatra.
Okay, I know that's right, but that's okay. She's a beautiful girl.
Hey, geez,
All right. Okay. No, I don't sing that song.
Really?
Yeah, wop, wop, wop. Just some wet ass pussy. Yeah. No, that ain't me. I'm coming up with a mixtape, though.
All right. Well, hey, I'll look for it then.
I'm not Mr. Elevator.
I'm embarrassed. I'm sorry.
No. People mistake people for other people all the time. It's fine, sir. And I like Frank Sinatra, too.
Yeah.
At what moment does admiration turn into obsession? I have to admit that YouTube isn't the rabbit hole I'd ever thought I'd find myself in. I'm a person who fancies herself on knowing a little bit about a lot. One of the things I've always liked growing up were magazines and reading about little tidbits and similarities of my faves. As a seasoned woman, I have become more of a spectator with the desire to remain as objective as possible. After all, nothing is ever as it seems, and is anyone really their authentic selves? I have arranged in my mind and life all of these folders that have folders. The same can be said for my YouTube playlist. The watch later is my favorite hoarder section. Enough about me. I would like to dive into this latest news-breaking story, a cautionary tale even. While I don't have a horse in this race, the only similarity that I share with the rap sensation Meghan the Stallion is a birth date and love of dogs. Blogger Milagro Gramz is someone whose content I've come across with maybe an hour of watch time. As the story goes, and according to case number 124 CV 24228, Meghan Pete versus Milagro Elizabeth Cooper filed on October 29, 2024 in the USDC Southern District of Florida. Milagro Gramz acted on behalf of Daystar Peterson, aka Tory Lanez, as an online rumor mill, churning out falsehoods about Miss Pete to her tens of thousands of social media followers. Since Mr. Peterson's 2020 indictment for felony assault with a deadly weapon after shooting Miss Pete to his later conviction in December 2022, the trial, up through today, defendant Cooper performed Mr. Peterson's public bidding to denigrate, belittle, insult, and spread false statements about Miss Pete on her online social media platforms for no other reason than to bully, harass, and punish Miss Pete for Mr. Peterson's conviction and to tarnish her reputation, causing emotional distress. The lengths to which defendant Cooper goes to harass Miss Pete knows no bounds. For example, she has gone so far as to share a deepfake pornographic video of Miss Pete. In June 2024, defendant Cooper encouraged her 27,000 ex-followers to view an ex-post by Ben Bella that shared a doctored, artificially created video of Miss Pete, purportedly engaged in sexual acts without Miss Pete's knowledge or consent. After defendant's conduct led to a firestorm of negative reaction from others, defendant doubled down in a YouTube video on June 9, 2024, claiming Miss Pete was a professional victim and denying any wrongdoing. But defendant is wrong. Her conduct was an unlawful promotion of an altered sexual depiction and caused Miss Pete severe emotional distress and reputational harm. In another instance, on September 2nd, 2024, defendant Cooper accused Miss Pete of having a severe drinking problem, who needs to spend more time in a relationship with herself and her therapist and maybe AA. Defendant has no personal relationship with Miss Pete and had no basis to make such outlandish and false claims. And yet, another instance on July 30th, 2024, defendant Cooper went so far as to cast doubt on Miss Pete's mental status, asking her followers if Miss Pete has a guardian or no, and whether Miss Pete has ever been deemed legally retarded. Defendant's low blows did not stop there. Defendant consistently resorted to name-calling Miss Pete, characterizing her as an angry black woman and a lying AHOE during her online streams. Additionally, in around June 29, 2024, defendant tried to pull information on Miss Pete's father in an attempt to publish private information about her family and cause damage to Miss Pete's reputation. Miss Pete has repeatedly tried to stop defendant Cooper's misconduct and asked what it would take to stop being posted on defendant's platforms. In response, defendant provided the snide advice that Miss Pete should just get over it or go away. Defendant Cooper also made numerous false statements about Miss Pete regarding Mr. Peterson and the trial. Defendant's conspiratorial relationship with Mr. Peterson is troubling. Defendant acts as a paid surrogate used to spread Mr. Peterson's lies about Miss Pete. For example, on October 27, 2024, defendant Cooper falsely claimed that the firearm Mr. Peterson used to shoot Miss Pete was not produced during the trial because it was missing. That is not the case. The firearm remains in the custody of the Los Angeles Police Department. Defendant Cooper could have easily verified this information, but instead chose to ignore it and spread lies about the integrity of the trial and related investigation. Additionally, defendant Cooper spread the false rumor that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Miss Pete, even after a unanimous jury of Mr. Peterson's peers decided otherwise. For instance, on October 28, 2024, defendant Cooper posted a video on her X, formerly known as Twitter account, directed at Miss Pete and asked, "Can you even prove that you was shot?" The state did prove that fact, and Mr. Peterson is currently serving a 10-year sentence for it. In May 2022, defendant posted an image of a Los Angeles Police Department report for Mr. Peterson's arrest, stating that the first doctor to see Miss Pete confirmed laceration due to stepping on glass, not a firearm wound. However, the information from the police report was recorded before bullet fragments were discovered in Miss Pete's feet during surgery, which completely debunked defendant's post. That did not stop bloggers from picking up on defendant's posts and spreading the misinformation. Defendant also attended the trial and live-streamed her falsehoods during hearings. Defendant's posts consistently spread misinformation, challenging the stories of witnesses and their credibility while sharing their names online, amounting to witness intimidation. During the trial, defendant posted the following tweets. Tweet 1. Talking about credible when we all sitting in there? Shut the F up, or STFU. Tweet 2. Kelsey spoke to prosecutors and told them one thing, but today says she lied. Kelsey says she never saw Tory pull a gun on Meghan or shoot her. Tweet 3. All this case taught anyone was that your father, brother, cousin, or son could face over 20 years in prison without proper evidence, a botched investigation, and another likely suspect just because non-credible witnesses said you did something, and y'all slow cheering. More recently, after posting about a lawsuit a former videographer filed against Miss Pete in April 2024 and Miss Pete's motions to dismiss, defendant also falsely claimed that Miss Pete was caught trying to deceive the courts again, referencing her testimony in the trial. Enough is enough. Miss Pete, a victim of violent crime and champion of women's rights to her millions of fans worldwide, will no longer stand for defendant's campaign of harassment. She brings this complaint for damages and equitable relief to end defendant Cooper's vendetta against her. Part 2. The parties. The plaintiff, Meghan Pete, a performance artist also known as Meghan the Stallion, is a citizen of Florida who permanently resides in Miami, Florida. B. The defendant, Milagro Elizabeth Cooper, also known as Milagro Gramz, is a citizen of Texas who permanently resides in Houston, Texas. Part 3. Jurisdiction and venue. This court has subject matter jurisdiction over the state law claims alleged herein under 28 U.S.C. 1332 because there is a complete diversity between the parties and the amount in controversy exceeds the sum of $75,000 exclusive of interest and costs. Venue is proper in the Southern District of Florida pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1391b2 because a substantial part of the events giving rise to this complaint occurred in this district. This court has personal jurisdiction over defendant Cooper pursuant to the Florida Long Arm Statute, Section 48193, Florida statute, because she committed tortuous acts within the state of Florida and caused Miss Pete to suffer injury in Florida. Additionally, defendant Cooper committed torturous acts outside the state while engaged in solicitation and service activities within the state and caused Miss Pete to suffer injury in Florida. Part 4. Factual allegations. A. Defendant is a malicious actor that operates social media accounts that spread false and harassing content. Defendant Cooper is a well-known online social media grifter who traffics in false and sensationalist narratives. Defendant controls and operates an X, formerly Twitter, account under the screen name @MobsWorld, Instagram and TikTok accounts under the username Milagro, Gramz, and a YouTube account under the screen name Mob Radio, collectively the social media accounts. Defendant has the power to determine the subject matter and specific content that is published on her social media accounts and to remove or refrain from publishing content if she chooses. Defendant is the sole writer and or editor of every post on her social media accounts. On information and belief, defendant Cooper deployed and continues to deploy fake bot accounts on her social media accounts to attack any social media users who defend Miss Pete or criticize defendant's characterizations of Miss Pete. Part B. Defendant engaged in a years-long campaign of harassment against Miss Pete. Throughout Mr. Peterson's trial and through today, defendant Cooper has engaged in a campaign of harassment on behalf of Mr. Peterson to spread false and harassing messages about Miss Pete on her social media accounts based on her close relationship with Mr. Peterson and his father. In June 2024, a deepfake video purporting to show an artificially created version of Miss Pete engaging in sexually explicit acts circulated on the internet. The deepfake video. It is unknown who created the deepfake video. Miss Pete had no knowledge of or involvement in the creation or distribution of the deepfake video, nor did she consent to or authorize the creation or distribution of the deepfake video. On or about June 8, 2024, defendant Cooper published on her X account a post that encouraged her followers to watch the deepfake video. As reported by news publication Uproxx, Milagro encouraged users to check the deepfake video out. Numerous individuals followed her advice and accessed the video from the defendant Cooper's X page. On June 9, 2024, defendant Cooper published a video on her YouTube account that addressed her X post related to the deepfake video. In the YouTube post, defendant shared an image of Miss Pete over a news chyron that questioned whether Miss Pete is a professional victim. A true and correct copy of the screenshot of the image is below. Defendant then shared a screenshot of an X post dated June 8th that directed her followers to go to my likes. A true and correct copy of the screenshot of the images below. Now, I may be a little bit behind or ahead, depending on where you are, but I'm currently on page 9, where they list the screenshot, and she has it. It says this post has been deleted, where she directs her followers to go check out the deepfake. Defendant's likes page included a post that promoted, transmitted, posted, and or shared a publication of the deepfake video and thus provided her followers access to the deepfake video. Defendant Cooper affirmed this in her YouTube post. She stated that she told whoever follows me on social media to go to my likes to see what it is that we're discussing, which confirmed that she encouraged her followers to watch the deepfake video. Most recently, on October 27, 2024, defendant Cooper made the false and outlandish claim that the firearm Mr. Peterson used to shoot Miss Pete had gone missing. Defendant Cooper tweeted, "Didn't I tell y'all the gun was never presented in court, and that ain't make no damn sense. They gave the serial number and breezed past it. Like, first off, whose is it? Origin point, please." And then they have a screenshot of her tweets. Defendant Cooper's statements recklessly, again, 34, page 10. Defendant Cooper's statements recklessly disregarded the truth and suggested that the firearm was never presented in court because it had allegedly disappeared. It has not. The firearm remains in the custody of the Los Angeles Police Department. It is standard procedure in California criminal cases to show an image of the firearm in question rather than present the firearm in court. Defendant Cooper could have easily verified this information, but chose to ignore it and instead promulgated lies about the integrity of the trial and related investigation. On October 28, 2024, notwithstanding that a jury of Mr. Peterson's peers found him guilty of shooting Ms. Pete in December 2022, Defendant Cooper reposted a video of herself where she discussed the trial on her X account. In the video, Defendant Cooper asked Ms. Pete, "Can you even prove that you were shot?" On October 5th, 2024, Defendant Cooper posted on her X account, "Milagro, stop talking about the case. We've moved on. Every time they lie, I'ma make y'all cry." The they Defendant Cooper referred to is Miss Pete and her supporters. Defendant Cooper also commented in a follow-up post, "And if y'all believe her, why is who shot Meghan a question that's being posed? Y'all so timid. Speak up." Defendant Cooper also reposted an online petition on September 15, 2024, that encouraged her followers to sign the petition to free Mr. Peterson from prison, citing exculpatory evidence when there is none. The tweet reads as follows: "Over 100,000 people have signed a petition requesting that Tory Lanez be released from prison, citing exculpatory evidence through change.org. On September 2nd, 2024, Defendant Cooper reposted a video in which a talk show host stated, "Meghan allegedly still has a severe drinking problem. From what I've heard, I think she needs to spend more time in a relationship with herself and her therapist and maybe AA." Defendant Cooper's obsessive post about Ms. Pete continued in August 2024 when she posted a tweet asking if Meghan the Stallion was caught trying to deceive the courts again. Defendant continued to spew false statements and narratives about Ms. Pete. On July 30th, 2024, Defendant Cooper posted a podcast-style video on X in which she states, "What is Meghan's mental status? Does she have a guardian or not? Has she been listed as a capable person? Has she ever been deemed like legally retarded? Like anything of the nature? Anything of the sort?" Post: Meghan wants to know what she has to do to stop being posted on certain outlets, and then she says she's going to Cardi B, y'all, HOES. My suggestion would be just to get over it or go away. Cardi won her case because Tasha K handed it to her. Other than that, you're going to get posted. Oh, well. On June 22nd, 2023, ex-user account Holiday K shared audio of Defendant Cooper calling Miss Pete a lying AHOE and claiming that Miss Pete ruined Tory Lanez's life. Defendant Cooper liked the post. Even Defendant Cooper's former friend King Noir exposed her for working alongside Mr. Peterson to smear Miss Pete's reputation. King Noir also noted that Defendant Cooper has a disdain for Meghan and that she talks to Tory's daddy in an effort to leak information to the press that comes from Mr. Peterson himself. Another example of Defendant Cooper's reckless disregard for the truth, again, item 44, page 14. Another example of Defendant Cooper's reckless disregard for the truth is the May 22 post on her X account when Defendant Cooper posted an image of a Los Angeles Police Department report from Mr. Peterson's arrest, stating that the first doctor to see Miss Pete confirmed laceration due to stepping on glass, not a firearm wound. However, the information from the police report was recorded before bullet fragments were discovered in Miss Pete's feet during surgery, which completely debunked Defendant's post. Nonetheless, bloggers and podcasters like DJ Academics presented Defendant's post alongside conspiracy theories that Miss Pete was never shot. Rather than retract the false story, Defendant doubled down to NBC News, stating, "Everything is not going to be something that was intended to be a factual statement. It might have a comedic effect." Defendant Cooper also doubled down on her falsehoods throughout the trial. Indeed, she traveled from Houston, Texas to Los Angeles to attend the court proceedings and live streamed her skewed take on the criminal proceedings daily to her online followers. Defendant Cooper consistently denigrated witnesses called by the state, including in the below examples of defendant's posts. And then there goes to list the tweets. Meghan paid Kelsey's rent for a year. If that would have been Tory, that would have been a bribe. Guess what? Sean Hawley wasn't representing Tory when Kelsey says Tory said my lawyer said to word things a particular way, just like he was never on probation. Those HOEs, very slow. The audio pulled on the heartstrings of all the people that aren't willing to say, but wait, what about gunshot residue on the hands and the witness statements? Or the fact that she said nothing like this and weren't going to speak until she was told it could be her. All this case taught anyone was that your father, brother, cousin, or son could face over 20 years in prison without proper evidence, a botched investigation, and another likely suspect just because non-credible witnesses said you did something. And y'all slow A's cheering. Defendant intended these tweets to intimidate Ms. Pete and any witness that called on behalf of the state. For example, on her December 13, 2022 Instagram live session, Defendant Cooper called Ms. Pete an angry black woman because she supposedly believed Ms. Pete had an attitude during her testimony. Ms. Pete had no attitude. Instead, Ms. Pete's testimony was extraordinarily difficult
on Monday,
for her,
July 14th,
as she had to recount the traumatizing events that led
ordered
to
Milagro
the
to turn over her Discord account login to a third-party forensics company to recover her deleted messages, along with iMessage, WhatsApp, and IG. Yikes. As this case unfolds, it, like previous ones with popular content creator Tasha K, she's Cardi B, will draw the line in the sand and give new meaning to putting respect on the name.
No more. Put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on it.